Good morning. I am Jennifer Jarvis, the Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management. And on behalf of the Queens College faculty and administration, it is my pleasure to extend the warmest welcome and congratulations to the class of 2025. Let's hear it for 2025. A little bit louder, I need to hear you. Thank you. Thank you. Today, we, the Queens College community, remember and celebrate all the long hours and hard work that so many of you put into making this day possible. Let's give a special welcome to all of the family members and friends who have supported your achievements over the years. Many of you have traveled a great distance to be here today to celebrate this momentous occasion, and we thank you. So to you, at this time, I would like to ask everyone to please silence your phones. Just in case you didn't hear me because of the plane, I do ask if you could please silence your phones. Thank you. Okay, so now it's time to start. We will now bring to an official end a successful academic year at Queens College. The class of 2025 is walking through the welcome gates on Casino Boulevard one last time as students. Once again, one last time as a Queens College student. Please note that our order of procession is as follows. Coming down the aisles, particularly this side, is going to be our alumni classes from 1955, 1965, 1975, and 1985, led by the Assistant Chief Marshal, Eric Silverberg. It is wonderful to have so many of our alumni join us today to celebrate the class of 2025 and to celebrate their own momentous achievements. Down the center aisle will be members of the platform party, led by Assistant Chief Simone Yearwood, Assistant Chief Marshal Christopher Hansen, and they will both lead our distinguished faculty. Our marshals lead our graduates from each of our academic schools who will proceed down all aisles. As our alumni, faculty, and graduates march down the aisles, please welcome them with your warmest applause. Now, let the procession begin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for the graduating class of 2025. Congratulations, 2025. Okay. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Chief Marshal, Edward Spaldone, who will officially open and close these commencement exercises. Edward Spaldone is a professor emeritus of the Music Theory and Composition at Queens College, Aaron Copland School of Music, whereas he taught since 1989 and serves as a director from 2002 to 2016. During his leadership, Spaldone expanded enrollment, launched new programs, and international partnerships, modernized facilities, and more than doubled the School of Music Scholarship Endowment. Let's hear it. But now, more importantly, he now serves as the Associate Director while continuing to teach. Spaldone is a distinguished composer with a PhD from the CUNY Graduate Center, and his work has been performed internationally by leading ensembles and recordings on major labels. Again, please give a warm welcome to Edward Spaldone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 101st commencement exercises of Queens College of the City University of New York, under the sunny skies of beautiful Queens, are now officially open. Let us thank the students from the Aaron Copland School of Music for sharing their great talents with us this morning. How about that band? Love the trumpet, extra music there. President Wu, I am honored to report that the members of the graduating class, the faculty and staff of Queens College, and representatives from the Board of Trustees and the administration of the City University of New York are now present. All are gathered here for the 101st commencement of Queens College. And now, I ask that everyone please rise, stand, face the flagpole behind you. We invite you to join in the singing of our national anthem, which will be performed by Noel Carlson from the class of 2025. Noel is graduating today with a Master of Music degree. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that name, Noel Carlson. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the 11th president of Queens College, Frank H. Wu.
Thank you, Chief Marshal Smaldone. Good morning, friends. We are most honored that you are serving as Chief Marshal today, and we appreciate your many contributions to this great institution. I am thrilled to be with you today, and it's such a privilege to serve as president here at this great college, and it's a joy to preside over this festive occasion. This is now my 6th commencement since becoming president of Queens College, and I look forward to it each and every year. We have gathered today at the highest spot in the world's borough with family members, loved ones, elected officials, special honorees, and alumni from the classes of 1955, 1965, 1975, and 1985. We're all here to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2025. Earning a college degree is filled with so many challenges that test your resolve. Whether it is the late night study sessions, juggling school and personal responsibilities, or just a difficult commute to this beautiful campus, your ability to overcome these obstacles and remain resolute and to persevere is a testament to your resilient character. I am confident that your experiences here over 4 years at Queens College will prepare you for everything that lies ahead in your career and in your lives. Commencement is the culmination of so much hard work and dedication, not just by you as our graduates, but by the family, the friends that you have brought, by the faculty and staff who have supported you along the way. While you celebrate your accomplishments and we applaud you, please be sure to take a moment to thank those who have helped you. As you leave Queens College, I know that you have earned more than a degree, a credential. You will take with you lifelong, enduring friendships, vivid memories, and an unyielding drive as citizens in this diverse democracy of ours to make a positive impact. Your journey of learning does not end here. It is a lifelong pursuit. Keep learning, stay curious, and never stop striving for excellence. Remember, success is not only about your own achievements, but it is about making a difference in the lives of others. Stay true to our motto. In English, we learn so that we may serve. I know the world is waiting for your talents, and we can't wait to see what you will accomplish. Now, I want to take a moment to acknowledge some special people who have joined us in the audience. Will the students who are the first in their families, please, first in their families to obtain a college degree, please stand up. Wow, look at that. And the students, stay standing, please, who are the first, who are following in the footsteps of family members, fathers, mothers, older siblings, by coming here to Queens College or to any of our sister institutions in the CUNY system. Please stand up. Will all those who have valiantly served this nation of ours in the armed forces as military veterans, or who are serving to this day, please stand up. You'll see that the veterans are listed on page 46 of the commencement bulletin. Let's show us our thanks and admiration with a big, strong round of applause. Please stay standing for just a moment. I want to mention a few of the accomplishments of this class of 2025. The Paul Clapper Scholarship recipients, Jack Rose Chin and Sophia Mitz, of our Queens College Retirees Association, winners of the Andrew Allen Beveridge Scholarship, the Rebecca Posner, I think the teleprompter has these names slightly off. All right, Rebecca Posner, who won the Molly Weinstein Prize, Labiba Aziz, Rongdao Chen, Swani Hitet, and Lauren Mistretta. And the Joe and Carol Brostick Scholarship winner, Monica Yakubova. I also want to acknowledge Arnell Falemi, who is graduating today and who is awarded the Senior Legacy Scholarship. That 2025 class gift provided Arnell with the opportunity to pay off all of her college expenses so she can focus on pursuing her dreams. Please give all of our graduates another big round of applause. You may be seated. Thank you. What an impressive group. Now, to all of the parents, grandparents, siblings, whether older or younger, to the uncles, the aunts, the extended family, the husbands, wives, partners, significant others, and the friends who have gathered. Let's give them a round of applause for helping you make it and reach your goal. Let us thank to the world-class faculty and staff who have assisted in bringing you to this day. A special shout out to the Office of Campus Events and Commencement, to our Communications and Marketing Office, to the Provost's Office and all of Academic Affairs, to the Student Affairs Office, Office of Alumni Affairs, Information Technology, to our public safety officers who are working right now, the buildings and grounds professionals who made campus look great even on a dreary day such as this, and to all of the academic departments and programs that are represented today. I'd like to point out just a few members of the platform party seated here on stage. As individuals or groups are called, if you might please rise to be recognized. If you would hold your applause until the very end. First, our vice presidents, assistant vice presidents, and cabinet members. Deans and associate and assistant provosts. Dedicated academic chairs. And distinguished professors. And, of course, our Student Association President, William Barron. Because of their contributions to this beautiful ceremony, let's give another round of applause to the musicians from the Aaron Copland School of Music. I want to thank each and every one of you for playing so beautifully. They go on to careers in the arts and teaching. And I want to especially acknowledge esteemed representatives from the City University of New York, the parent system that we are proud to be members of. We're thrilled to have them here. With us today is the Board of Trustees Chair, William C. Thompson, Jr. Mr. Thompson has served as the Board of Trustees Chair since 2016. A more formal introduction will be coming when he speaks later in the program. We're excited to welcome back to campus the interim executive vice chancellor and university provost, Alicia Alvaro, who formerly served right here as associate provost for academic affairs. Thank you both so much for joining us today. We are honored to have you. We have the Borough President, Donovan Richards, and permit me to say just a few words before he comes to the podium. Borough President Richards is an outstanding friend to Queens College. He has been in his role as borough president before that when he served on the New York City Council. He has never missed an opportunity to come out to support the college and our capital improvement projects. His sister is an alumna, and we're fortunate to have him with us today. If our guests would be seated now, those on the platform, and everyone, please join me in welcoming our borough president right here in Queens, the world's borough, your friend, my friend, our friend, Donovan Richards.
How y'all feeling, Queens College? Y'all made it. Are we ready to take on the world or what? I'm Queensboro President Donovan Richards, and it is such an honor to share this special day with all of you. First of all, let's give it up for President Wu, who's done such a phenomenal job at building partnerships across the spectrum with this college body. And thank you to every single one of you for choosing Queens College as your school. As I look out in this crowd, I see what makes this school and this borough so special. I see immigrants who came to Queens in search of opportunity, like the one you'll realize today when you walk across the stage to get your degree. I see first-generation Americans like myself, whose parents sacrificed so much in order for their son to go and be the first to graduate from college. And today, what I want you to do is to never forget your ability to do great things in this world. I see people from all walks of life, all races, all religions, and all backgrounds, all identities and all orientations. I see a brighter future for this borough, this city, this country, and this world, knowing you are the people who are going to lead us there. There is so much inequality in this world, and there's a very real effort in Washington to dismantle public education as we know it. And that's because those so-called leaders know that education is the great equalizer. Education is the key that unlocks the potential of our communities and uplifts families from across the spectrum of our society. The education you received here at Queens College has put you in an incredible position to make such a difference in this world. And that's why the sun is shining right now. Each of you is on a path to prosperity, but that path won't always be clear. So graduates, my advice to all of you today is this: keep an open mind. Understand that even if the path your life takes is not the path you envision, and trust me, there will be a fork in everyone's road. There's possibility and promise around every bend. It's okay to not know where your road will lead, but when you walk across this stage today with your eyes up and smiles on, I want you to embrace that pride you felt. I want you to commit yourself to living your life with the clear eyes and open mind it deserves. That's how we lead the most successful lives we can imagine. And that's how we give back to those in our lives who sacrifice so much just to give us a chance at this moment today. Queens College Class of 2025, on behalf of all 2.4 million residents in this county, we are so proud of you and we believe in you. I cannot wait to watch you soar. Thank you, God bless you, and Queens, get the money.
Thank you so much, Borough President Richards. We have so many dignitaries here. Give me a moment. All right, now I would like to introduce the Honorable James Gennaro. Councilmember James Gennaro represents the 24th District. That's us. And he is a former Queens College professor, an expert in geology and political science, who taught environmental public policy, and he has supported public education in CUNY throughout his entire career. He always so generously helps Queens College. Please welcome to the podium, New York City Councilmember James Gennaro.
Thank you, President Wu. One more round of applause for the great president of Queens College. And my distinguished borough president, served to be in the council, a terrific borough president. We're very, very fortunate to have him. My name is Jim Gennaro, and I have the privilege of representing Queens College in the City Council. And it is great to be able to support this wonderful institution with critical funding from the council. Like the borough president said, Queens the money, or whatever he said, right? Yes. I cannot think of a better place to invest public dollars. And like you, I am part, as the president said, of the Queens College family. I taught here from 1996 to 2003, and it always feels like home when I am here, which is very often. Thanks to President Wu, who very graciously opens the doors of this campus for all kinds of community events. President Wu wants everyone to feel at home at Queens College, and he certainly has accomplished that. I need your applause for that. When I attended my college commencement 46 years ago, I didn't know a lot of things that I know now. I have 4 important watchwords that have meant everything to me over the years, and I'll very briefly share them with you on this most special and now almost sunny day. The first word is faith. It is the anchor of life, and it will provide you with a moral compass that will always lead you to use the full range of your talents along lines of excellence. There is no power that can match it. Treasure the gift of your faith. The next word is family, the people sitting right behind you. The bonds of family are your refuge in times of challenge and a source of love and connection as you make your way in the world. Cherish your family. Next on the list is focus. Pay attention to your life's experiences. The most seemingly ordinary experience can put you on a course that may open a door to a calling that will make all the difference in your life. Stay focused to find your life's path and use that focus to build the life that inspires you. The last word is fortitude. There will be many occasions when life is going to hit you so hard that carrying on with life as you knew it will seem impossible. Fortitude is not finding the strength to carry on. It is carrying on when you have no strength. Carrying on in that circumstance is an important life skill, and doing so will give you more ability to weather the storms of life. I have no doubt that this class, you will overcome any life challenge. I will close with a quote from President Kennedy, who was born 108 years ago today, whose presidency I actually remember, if you can imagine that. He said, "Pray not for an easy life. Pray to be stronger people." So I congratulate the Queens College class of 2025 and your loving and very proud families, and wish you all God's most choice blessings as you leave this campus and soar to the pinnacle of human experience. This is what I hope for you. Once again, congratulations to the Queens College class of 2025.
Now, I am honored to more formally and fully introduce the City University of New York Board of Trustees Chairperson, William C. Thompson, Jr. Chair Thompson is a lifelong New Yorker with a legacy of leadership in education, finance, and economic development. He served as the New York City Controller and President of the New York City Board of Education. And he's currently a partner at Siebert, Cisneros, Schenck & Company, an investment firm offering full services where he is the Chief Administrative Officer. Please join me in welcoming Chairperson William C. Thompson, Jr.
President Wu, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Distinguished faculty, guests, families, friends, and most importantly, the Queens College graduating class of 2025. Good morning, everybody. I have to do that one more time. Good morning, everybody. There we go. Let me welcome and congratulate a couple of friends who are here also. Your honorary degree recipient, Brent Staples. And Brent has been a source of knowledge, not for years. He has stood the test of time for decades and decades and decades. It is a pleasure to see you, Brent. And one other friend, Errol Lewis. And I'd like to say that I see Errol every evening. But then again, that is on New York One, and many of you see Errol on New York One all the time. Errol, I know you are receiving the Presidential Award. Congratulations, well deserved, my friend. It is my great honor to be here today on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York. Class of 2025, we're here today to celebrate a significant milestone in your lives, the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. This moment is a testament to your resilience, your strength, and your unwavering commitment to your education. You are the pride of Queens College and City University of New York, and the pride of the City of New York. We are enormously proud of all of you, class of 2025. Graduates, you have, and that's a word you're going to have to get used to. Graduates, a new word as of today. You've earned a priceless degree from Queens College, and you're ready to embark on a new journey filled with endless possibilities. Take a moment, sit back almost and look at what's going on around you and what you've accomplished. Take a moment to appreciate your fantastic accomplishment. Give thanks to family, friends, faculty, and all of those who helped to guide you along the way. For we all understand now, no one gets here on their own. Cherish all the experience and knowledge you have gained at Queens College and the friends and lifelong friends that you have made here. The world we live in is unpredictable, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed by uncertainty. But you have an excellent education with the tools and the experiences to face whatever comes your way. You've learned how to adapt, how to push through adversity, and how to keep going even when the path forward was unclear. You're equipped and empowered with more knowledge, skills, and innovation than any generation before you. Venture out and change the world. Pursue your passions with courage, confidence, and compassion. Be bold and dream big. Be agents of change and make the world better for the next generation, starting right here in New York City. Engage in your communities. Speak up for those who cannot. Serve your city and your fellow New Yorkers with pride and integrity. There'll be more challenges, but there'll also be even greater rewards. Keep pushing boundaries, keep asking questions, and above all, keep believing in yourselves. One other thing. These days, we have the tendency to talk at each other. We don't discuss, we don't talk and discuss with each other. And that seems to be the norm these days. No one discusses with each other. No one talks to each other. I would urge you to do that, to talk to each other, to learn from each other, because that is valuable also. We expect great things from each of you, and will be rooting for your success. I have no doubt that you have the talent and the passion to change the world. After all, you are Queens College graduates. On behalf of all of us at the City University of New York, I extend my best wishes for a bright and successful future. Again, congratulations, class of 2025.
And now we will hear from our student speaker, Sophia Mitz, class of 2025.
Good morning to the faculty, staff, family, friends, and of course, the graduating class of 2025. My name is Sophia Mitz, and I'm so incredibly honored to be speaking on behalf of the graduating class. A little bit about myself: I'm a product of the New York City public school system, two wonderful parents who are New York City civil servants, and a sister who is also a Queens College alumna and a DOE teacher. So needless to say, my roots in New York City are very strong. However, I'm switching things up and starting at Hofstra School of Law on a full ride in the fall. Briefly, I would like to thank my dad, the smartest man I know, for always inspiring me to think and question. And I would like to thank my mom for the kind of support and love only a mother can give. I was told I should inspire the graduating class, but I'll admit my qualifications are limited in the fact that I'm only 21 years old, and some of our professors have had longer careers than that. But I'll start with something true. I feel like I know less now than I did when I started this degree, almost 4 years ago. I asked myself how that could be possible. Like all of you, I've been to class, completed research, and even wrote a legal thesis. When I reflected on the question, I realized I know less now because the biggest thing I've learned is how much there is to learn. This truth made me appreciate the fact that my voice was never meant to speak to all of you, it was meant to speak alongside all of you. At one point or another, we have all had the privilege to speak alongside each other at an institution as great as Queens College. And I tell you how important that is because according to Harvard University research, less than 10% of the global population holds a college degree. So welcome to the 10%. What an honor and a privilege to be included in that statistic. Queens College has offered me countless opportunities, from engaging in research to forging meaningful connections. But I must say the most valuable opportunity has been learning within the QC student body itself. At a campus where 1/3 of students are immigrants, another third are first-gen college students like myself, and almost 90 languages are spoken at home, we have had the privilege of earning a degree in a place that reflects the diversity of the world we're preparing to serve. A lot of college graduates cannot say that. And it doesn't just prepare you for the world, it reminds you that the world is already here, sitting right next to you and behind you. And it makes the degree we're walking away with today not only more meaningful, but a lot more powerful. And just as we've taken all different paths to get to these seats today, we'll leave them on different journeys. But wherever you go, carry this with you. Your perspective, your thoughts, your concerns, and your input have become part of the voice of Queens College. As a graduating class, there's immense power in recognizing that every day we are still learning from each other, no matter how many degrees you have or how old you get. And of course, this celebration would be nothing if we didn't have people to thank and celebrate with. Thank you to the professors, faculty, and staff who always challenge and guide us. Thank you to the friends who remind us to laugh and rest and study. And thank you to the families who are our biggest fans, the most generous supporters, and often the quiet foundation beneath our every single success. This moment belongs to all of you, too. Today, we leave as graduates, but we also leave as lifelong learners, ready to contribute to a world that's waiting for our voices. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We did it.
Thank you, Sophia. The teleprompter is now backing up to where I'm supposed to be. All right. It's now my distinct pleasure to welcome to the podium Brent Staples and confer upon him an honorary doctorate of humane letters. Mr. Staples is joined this morning by his wife, the Reverend Julie Staples. Mr. Staples, if you would please come to the middle of the stage, our provost, Patricia Price, the chief academic officer, will read excerpts from the citation honoring Brent Staples. The complete text of this citation can be found in your program.
Thank you very much, President Wu. Writer, journalist, and public intellectual, Brent Staples is nationally recognized for his path-breaking and influential essays and editorials on race, class, culture, and politics, and has attained the highest levels of his profession. From his early career position as a science writer at the Chicago Sun-Times, he went on to advance at the New York Times, from editor of the New York Times Book Review and assistant editor of the Metropolitan News section to his present appointment, held since 1990 as a member of the editorial board. Dr. Staples has received numerous awards for his lucid and insightful writing, including an Ainsfield-Wolf Book Award in 1994 and a Pulitzer Prize for his editorial writing in 2019. Throughout his career, Dr. Staples has explored how the past and present of racism are tied together, including by honoring and thinking deeply about how his family experience contributed to his life's work and trajectory. As a descendant of a great-grandfather who narrowly escaped slavery, of a grandfather and father who worked as truck drivers, and of parents who joined the historic Second Great Migration to escape the Jim Crow South, and who raised 9 children in difficult circumstances. Dr. Staples, who holds an MA and PhD from the University of Chicago, remains a contributor to academic life and thought. He taught psychology before becoming a journalist, has more recently served as a visiting fellow at the Hoover Institution, the University of Chicago, and Yale University, and has appeared on CUNY TV. In appreciation for the use of his talents to confront racial injustice publicly, and for his exceptional example of the value of higher education used for the common good, we are proud to confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Good day, everyone. I want to thank President Wu and Provost Price. When you leave today, take out your phone and look up a poem by Maya Angelou. The poem is entitled, "Still I Rise." Maya Angelou describes my generation as the dream and the hope of the enslaved men and women who built the early United States. The poem begins by chastising historians who once treated the enslaved as non-persons in the American story. The poem ends, though, with this scene of triumph and ascension. Let me quote, I can't do Maya Angelou's voice because her voice is so luxurious, but you have to do with mine. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. I embrace the role that the poet has assigned to me. I stand before you today as the dream and the hope of my enslaved ancestors, especially my great-great-grandmother, Somerville Lowery Staples. She was born in chains in Jeffersonian Virginia and freed by the conclusion of the Civil War. I am profoundly grateful to Queens College, President Wu, and the trustees of the City University of New York for this humbling honor. I accept this honor in the name of Somerville Lowery Staples, the matriarch of the Staples clan. She steered us out of slavery and through the treacherous shoals of 19th century American South. Somerville's story is intertwined with the great themes of American history. She was an adolescent when the slave rebellion, inspired by her fellow Virginian, Nat Turner, served notice that the road to the end of slavery would pass through torrents of blood. By the time that prophecy was made real in the Civil War, she had been sold from her home in Culpeper County to a doctor in the southern part of the state. The house where she cooked and cleaned and the modest slave quarters where she and her children lived still stands, perfectly preserved. Thanks to a history buff who understood the significance of the buildings when he bought the land decades ago. Somerville witnessed the coming of emancipation and the rise of Reconstruction, that brief period during which Black people enjoyed full political rights in the South. She had a close vantage point on the change wrought by the 15th Amendment and the amazing spectacle of formerly enslaved men queuing up to vote as free human beings. She saw Black politicians elevated to office when African-American voting rights were backed by federal force, and saw those politicians swept out again when the South crushed Reconstruction and reinstated slavery by another name. Somerville left behind few public records, but the one I uncovered while searching for her was inspiring indeed. In February 1886, as she was nearing the end of her life, she walked into a county office to record the fact that she had purchased half an acre of land for the princely sum of $50. By then, she was 20 years married to a laborer named John Staples. That she registered the property in her own name, her name alone, represents a forceful statement from a woman born into a world that saw her as a possession with no will of her own. All of Somerville's children, save one, my great-grandfather John Wesley, were born into slavery. John Wesley came into the world in 1865 as the first free member of the Staples line. He was named for the founder of Methodism. He helped to raise my father and my uncles. He died only a decade before I was born. Ill-informed people often say that slavery is too distant in time to matter. When they say that, I respond by telling them how close I came to sitting on the knee of my great-grandfather, who had grown up sharing meals with parents and siblings who had begun their lives in chains. Somerville's story is a source of enormous personal strength for me. Now that I know it, I cannot imagine living without it. But like many young people, I grew up lacking curiosity about my family history. My grandparents were dead by the time I developed a thirst to know. I urge the graduates sitting here today not to repeat my mistakes. Collect your family stories and carry them with you into the future. They are a source of strength to you. After all, you are the dream and you are the hope of all the loved ones who came before you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Staples, if you would join President Wu.
All right, there is some legal language to make this official. By the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, by the State of New York, and by them entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon Brent Staples the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all of the rights, privileges, immunities, and honors pertaining thereto. I believe we now hood. Oh, you're wearing the hood. All right, we're not hooding you. We have finished the photos, so I believe we now congratulate Dr. Brent Staples. I'm now pleased to welcome the recipient of the President's Medal and our commencement speaker, Errol Lewis. Provost Price will read excerpts from the citation for Mr. Lewis. The complete text is printed in your program.
A compelling voice for inquiry and truth-telling, Errol Lewis has educated generations of Americans on politics and urban life. For years, he has been a tireless print and broadcast journalist, anchor, and host, a podcaster, teacher, community organizer, and philanthropist in New York and nationally, whose integrity, clarity, and acute political analysis have earned the respect of citizens, fellow journalists, and civic leaders. He began writing columns as a student at Harvard. He joined the New York Daily News in 2004, where he served as a columnist and editorial board member. He is a contributing writer to Vital City, dedicated to informed urban policy, and is a columnist for New York Magazine. He was formerly host of the morning show on radio station WWRL, and since 2008 has been a CNN contributor, providing on-air commentary for breaking news, ranging from presidential primaries to election night. Nationally known for his political acumen, he served as moderator in the 2016 Democratic debate between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. He is political anchor of Spectrum News NY1, where he hosts Inside City Hall, a nightly show featuring interviews with New York's political and cultural leaders, and The Big Deal, a national politics show. Since 2019, he has hosted You Decide with Errol Lewis, a weekly podcast offering in-depth discussion of politics and culture. A community leader, Mr. Lewis co-founded the Central Brooklyn Federal Credit Union, and with the endorsement of the New York Times, ran for a seat on City Council on the Green Party ticket. Today, he is chair of the Board of Trustees at the Charles H. Revson Foundation, which awards grants in support of education, urban affairs, biomedical research, and Jewish philanthropy. Mr. Lewis teaches at the CUNY Graduate School of Journalism and has taught at the Pratt Institute, Hunter College, Long Island University, and New York University. In appreciation for his years of commitment to a robust, informed, multimedia public sphere of excellent reporting, analysis, and debate, and for his many services to achieving a better society, Queens College is proud to present Errol Lewis with its highest administrative award, the Queens College President's Medal. Mr. Lewis.
put this on and wear it, huh? Okay. Thank you very much. And what a great morning this is. I am honored to receive this medal, and I'm honored to have been asked to address you this morning. President Wu, this is a fantastic campus that you are developing here, and I can't wait to see what you have in store in the future. To my friend Bill Thompson, the chair of the board of the City University of New York, a special good morning. To my friend Jay Hershenson and others who are here, I'm so glad to be here. And to the faculty, and to the parents of the graduates, and to all of the board, siblings, and cousins who are in the back who came out today. Siblings, you will get your chance. I'm here to address the graduates, though, and to all of you graduates, I have a couple of things I want to say to you. You can consider it a final lecture on your way out the door. I have a couple of things also to say to your parents. So first and foremost, let me congratulate each and every one getting a degree today. To arrive at this great morning, one of the most significant milestones of your life, I know each of you had to overcome a number of challenges, academic challenges, emotional, financial, personal health challenges. I do not know, and most people will never know, exactly what problems you faced down, but we know that you got through it, even though there may have been times when you thought the challenges might get the best of you. Your degree today is proof that you could make it through many more challenges in the years ahead. And I know that this was tough for some of you. My father, who was an inspector, he retired as an inspector at the NYPD, Edward J. Lewis, went to John Jay College while working full-time as a New York City police officer and raising 5 kids. And like many of you, he was the first in our family to graduate from college. It took him over 10 years. Graduates, as of today, you are joining a long line, an ancient line of learned men and women. I know that some of you are going to party tonight. I've heard that in some cases there may be alcohol involved. Some of you I know have vape pens, you know, you do what you do. But however you plan to celebrate, you should know that tomorrow morning you're going to have to figure out what comes next. And if you want to make the most of that achievement, you want to figure out what your ultimate destination is. It is a big and scary question, but there is no getting around it. As you know, when you go to the airport, the first question that they ask you is, where are you going? You can't get to the gate, you can't get on the plane, you can't find out the price of the journey. In fact, they will not even sell you a ticket until you let folks know where you are heading. Nothing happens until you decide on a destination and tell somebody about it. And your career and much of your life will be the same way. You have to figure out where you want to go and not be afraid to tell people where you are headed. And of course, that raises the scary question, where should I go? And here's one way that you could think about it. Ask yourself the question, what great thing would I attempt if I knew I could not fail? It's a very good question. What would you attempt to do if you knew that you could not fail? And when you can answer that, then you have figured out where you should be going. And to all of the parents who are here, your job is to help them get to that destination. You get to celebrate today, and I know you get to brag about your kid to all of your neighbors and your relatives and the guy at the deli and the ladies at the beauty parlor and the people at the dry cleaners, and I know you're going to bore them all to death bragging about your kid, and you should. My son, Noah Lewis, class of 2027 at Cornell, is right here. I could bore you all day talking about this man. But understand that your children will continue to need you. They may be heading someplace that you've never gone. It might not be the place that you would have chosen for them, but help them anyway. Whatever you've done up to this point obviously is working. So you should do more of that or fix whatever things didn't work. Your kids will need you, and your success, of course, is theirs. Their story is an extension of yours, and your continued help will remind them of their roots. Help them understand where they came from,
and understand that there is this reciprocal obligation that Brent Staples was just talking about. From us to our ancestors, from our ancestors to us. It is the glue that holds us all together. And Brent's speech, in fact, reminded me of my earliest memories from when my parents and my 3 sisters and my brother and I were all living in the Manhattanville projects in West Harlem. 3 bedrooms, 5 kids, parents working day and night to save up, to buy a house and move out, because they had a destination in mind for me, and it stretched from Harlem to Harvard. And really, my mother's plans for me went even further back. In 1965, 1966, I had a very special year. I was about to turn 4 years old, and that year my 3 older sisters were off in grade school, and my younger brother had not been born yet, and my dad was usually at work. And so that left my mom and me alone at our apartment 4E at 3250 Broadway in the Manhattanville houses. And sometimes we would walk to the library on 125th Street or take a trip to the corner store, but what I remember most are the times that we stayed home and watched the space program unfold on our black and white television. This was the year of the Gemini mission, when the government sent a pair of astronauts into orbit every few weeks, working out the problems and procedures that had to be mastered in order to reach the ultimate goal of landing a man on the moon. So my mother and I watched every mission from liftoff to splashdown, learning all about Titan rocket boosters and spacewalks and gantries and docking maneuvers. And when strangers and relatives remarked that she had a preschooler who was using all of these big words, talking about spacesuits and orbits and everything, my mother said I was naturally curious, but that actually wasn't even the half of it. She was the one who really wanted to know. My mother was a voracious learner. She was the finest teacher I ever had. And over the course of more than 40 years in journalism, I have interviewed senators and governors and inventors and billionaires and Nobel Prize winners and certified geniuses, but none of them will ever match, in my mind, the brilliant woman who showed me before my first day of kindergarten and long after that literally the sky is the limit. My parents are no longer with us, but I hear their thoughts and their voices every day. They would have loved to see this morning. So class of 2025, let me tell you what my mother told me 1,000 different ways. You really do have to dream, and when you dream, you have to dream big. Do yourself a favor, make your destination someplace grand. Make it someplace exciting. Picture yourself doing the greatest thing in the world, whatever that might be for you, and make that your destination. That might mean climbing up the ranks of a Big 4 accounting firm, or maybe you want to strike out and start a tech business. You might want to be the administrator of a great arts organization. You might want to be a psychologist or a musician or help people every day. You might want to head for Wall Street or into public service. I know some of you have majored in journalism. I might see you at the Graduate School of Journalism or in my newsroom someday. But here is the main point. Whatever you pick as your destination, make sure it means something to you. Not to me, not to your parents, not to your friends, but to yourself. You may have heard the story of the man who was traveling through a town. He came across 3 stonemasons who were chipping granite out of large blocks. Back-breaking, dirty work. So the first stonemason seems unhappy and even angry about his work. He stops every few minutes to look at his watch, and the traveler asks, "What are you doing?" The stonemason says, "I'm hammering this stupid rock like I do every day. I can't wait till it's 5 o'clock so I can go home." Next to him is the second stonecutter. He's hammering away at his rocks. He also looks unhappy, not angry, but sad. And so the traveler asks, "What are you doing?" And the man says, "I'm building blocks to fit with the other blocks and create a wall. I'd rather be doing something else, but I have a family to feed and I need the money." And so the traveler sees a third stonemason who is humming and singing and smiling and laughing as he cuts the stones. And when the traveler asks what he's doing, he raises his eyes up to the sky and says, "I am building a cathedral." 3 people, 3 different attitudes, all doing the same job. Which of them is a success? Which is having a successful career? Which is having a successful life? And which of them will you be? Are you just looking for a paycheck, or do you want to build a cathedral? My advice would be not to spend too much of your time at a job that you don't like or doing work that doesn't mean anything to you. Every day is not going to be joyous. There's a reason that they call it work. But if there's no fun in it at all, and there's no personal satisfaction on too many days, you may need a different path to your destination. You may need to change your plans. And don't be afraid to set a new course. You are meant to soar. So that's my main piece of advice to you. I also have a couple of do's and don'ts that will help get you there. It's mainly a matter of remembering some things that you have already learned. You already know that you have to focus and create good habits and repeat them day in and day out. You don't have to be perfect, but you need to be consistent. That's how you got here today, right? Maybe you didn't knock out every single assignment and ace every test, but you stayed with it, and you didn't fall too far behind, and you didn't get discouraged even when you did fall behind. You figured it out. And it turns out the same thing applies to other parts of your life. So here are a couple of tips. Tip number 1, keep reading, preferably in a field outside of your day-to-day work. The ancient philosopher Socrates famously said that the only thing he knew for sure is how little he knew. We heard a little bit of that from Sophia Mitz this morning. You don't ever have to read another book in your life, but I suggest you go with Socrates and keep reading. That 20 or 30 minutes that you spend on the train going someplace translates into more than an hour and a half every week that you can use to play Candy Crush, or you could read a few pages of philosophy or poetry or science or great literature or history or the news of the day. Find something that interests you and keep reading about it. You are going to have a degree hanging on your wall, and people are going to expect you to know something. So stay awake, stay informed. Tip number 2, start saving. Put away some money for a home and your kids and your retirement. You have to create good habits when it comes to money. They will pay off, I promise you. Tip number 3, remember to be your best self. One definition of character is what you do when nobody's watching. Well, one definition of being an adult in a free society is that you get to do what you want, and for the most part, nobody is watching. Be straight up, be honest with people, put in your best effort. That includes giving back to this city. We are counting on you to join the city's leadership in business, in the arts, in government, in your neighborhood. The choice is yours, but understand that your brains and your skills and your energy and talent are needed. And then tip number 4, take responsibility for your health. This is the one nobody ever talks about. The body that you've got is the only one you're going to get. Your health and fitness is not something to take for granted or burn through as if it will always be there. Get yourself a sport or a basic fitness routine, preferably something fun like swimming or biking. Talk to some of these folks from the class of 55. That's how you do it, right? Stay with what you already know. You already know what foods you should eat and what stuff you need to avoid. And again, you don't have to be perfect, but you should be consistent. And then finally, tip number 5, don't waste time with people who are not going where you want to go. You can fritter away every weekend and half of your weeknights if you waste time with the wrong people. And here is one hint about who's the right and the wrong people. If you can't talk earnestly with somebody about where you want to go in life and why, you may want to limit the amount of time you spend with that person. You don't have to cut them off, obviously, but remember, you've got a plane to catch. You've got a grand destination. You've got something really important, and time is of the essence. You don't want to miss that flight. So, class of 2025, I hope you will always remember this wonderful morning and how it feels. I hope all of your best dreams come true. I hope your burdens are light and your journeys are joyous. And please, let today be one of many, many more times that your name is called in honor and appreciation. Best of luck to all of you.
I now have the great honor to recognize the alumni who are in the audience. They have come from all over the nation, and we're so happy that so many have joined. First, I ask the members of the class of 1985 to stand. That's the year that Live Aid concerts took place in London and Philadelphia, raising funds to combat famine in Ethiopia. The iconic Nintendo Entertainment System was released in the United States, and the movie Back to the Future became a cultural phenomenon. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Queens College class of 1985. Next, I ask the members of the class of 1975 to stand. In the year 1975, the Vietnam conflict officially ended with the fall of Saigon. Microsoft was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen, laying the foundation for the personal computing revolution, and Steven Spielberg's movie Jaws was released, becoming a summer blockbuster and inspiring fear of getting in the water. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Queens College class of 1975, 50 years out. Next, I ask the members of the class of 1965 to stand. In 1965, the Voting Rights Act was signed into law, prohibiting racial discrimination in casting your ballot. The Beatles performed the first stadium concert in music history right here in Queens at Shea Stadium. The movie Sound of Music premiered and went on to win the Best Picture Oscar. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Queens College class of 1965. Finally, I asked members of the class of 1955 to stand. In 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her bus seat in Montgomery, Alabama, and that started the modern civil rights movement. The first franchise of McDonald's, with its iconic golden arches, opened, started by Ray Kroc, transforming the food industry. And actor James Dean starred in the movie Rebel Without a Cause, cementing his legacy as a cultural icon. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Queens College class of 1955. Their commencement was 70 years ago. I'm now so happy to welcome a quartet of students, once again from our famed Aaron Copeland School of Music. They will sing an arrangement of Blue and Silver, an ode to the traditional school colors of Queens College. Will you please stand for the quartet singing a cappella?
Blue and silver proudly flying o'er the college we all love, sons and daughters pay their homage to our colors up above. True is fame and bright is glory, thine will always be. Evermore we'll sing thy praises, Queens, our hearts go out to thee.
Thank you so much for sharing your voices. Now, to give greetings on behalf of the elected Student Association is its president, William Barron. President William Barron, if you would come forward to the podium.
I love you too. I love you all. Welcome, family. You did it, Sully. You did it, Robin. You did it, Arturo. You did it, Robbie Rob. I told you later on it will be blue and gold skies just like the Knicks. So let's go Knicks, just like you guys. All right. Welcome, families, faculty, and graduates of 2025. You guys did it. It is a profound honor to stand before you today as your student body president. Though I'm not graduating you this year, I share in you your pride, your sense of achievement, and the deep emotion that comes with reaching such a meaningful milestone. This is my second time addressing a graduating class, and it's no less significant. If anything, it's even more special because I have the opportunity to witness the incredible resilience, growth, and determination of this class up close through your leadership, your academic achievements, and your contributions to campus life. I want to share a brief personal story. During my first year at Queens College, I was rushing to class one morning, running across the quad, tripping, losing my papers, tired, overwhelmed, and unsure of where I truly fit here at Queens College. I remember looking up at the clock tower and thinking, this place is bigger than me. But over time, through student leadership, community engagement, and friendship, I began to realize that this place is also mine and ours, and we shaped it just as much as it shapes us. Queens College was founded in 1937 during a time of economic hardship. It was built to serve the children of working class, families, immigrants, and those who have been left out of traditional paths of opportunity. It was to be a place of success, excellence, and public service. And that mission lives on in every single one of you sitting here today. You come from different neighborhoods, different cultures, and different walks of life, but you came together in this one community. And you carry on the legacy of Queens College with integrity and heart. Whether through academics, activism, research, performance, or quiet perseverance, you have left a mark on this campus and each other. As you take the next steps in your lives, whether that leads to further study, professional work, service, or new beginnings, I encourage you to remember your time here. Remember the late nights and the early mornings, the moments of doubt, the breakthroughs, the people you believed in you, and the ways you surprised even yourself. You are now part of the history of Queens College. And in today's world, where traditions can sometimes feel like they are slipping away, it is more important than ever that we carry forward what is good, what is just, and what unites us. This institution has always been a place where people strive, not only for personal success, but also for common good. Let that be your compass. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you for your dedication, your leadership, and your presence. I am proud to have served you. You are ready to make your mark, and I cannot wait to see what you will do next. Remember this, once a night, always a night. Let's go, class 225.
Thank you so much, President Barron. Now it is time for the presidential charge. That means It's the moment of conferral of degrees officially on all of our graduates. Because there are so many here at Queens College, we call up representatives rather than having each candidate on stage. I will ask our Provost and Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, a friend and colleague, Patricia Price, to come back to the podium. She'll be calling up representatives for each of the different degree categories.
Thank you, President Wu. This is the part of the program y'all been waiting for, let's be honest. Yeah. This is also the part of the program where I give you really simple instructions. Groups of you stand, your representative is hooded, you sit, and then all of you getting the same degree type, rise and have your degree conferred. You can consider this your last Queens College lesson. You got here today, I know you can do it. We shall now proceed with the conferring of master's degrees. The program lists the candidates for the various degrees and certificates. The students being hooded were chosen from among our top students in each degree category. These representatives will be hooded by the deans of their respective schools. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts please rise? I know you're out there. Master of Fine Arts, get up. It's your moment. Dean Simone Yearwood will hood Eugenie Chow, who is representing these candidates. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Music please rise? Dean Simone Yearwood will hood Joshua Boaz Lamb, who is representing these candidates. Joshua has a vocal fan club. That's as it should be, yeah. All right. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts please rise? Dean Kate Pachenkina will hood Priya Permawati Parmasar, who is representing these candidates. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Library Science please rise? Dean Kate Pachenkina will hood Dory Jo Gutierrez, who is representing these candidates.
Thank you very much.
Will the candidates who are to receive a professional or advanced certificate or specialist diploma please rise? Dean Daniel Weinstein will hood Kristen Schondelmeyer, who is representing these candidates. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science please rise? Dean Daniel Weinstein will hood Eric Grigolite, who is representing these candidates.
Thank you.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Education please rise? Dean Bobby Cabuto will hood Sarah Weissman Schlager, who is representing these candidates. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching please rise? Dean Bobby Cabuto will hood Elizabeth Bomyi Kim, who is representing these candidates. Thank you. Will all candidates for master's degrees, as well as candidates for all professional and advanced certificates and specialist diplomas, please rise? That's all of you. President Wu, I present to you these candidates and respectfully request that you confer upon them the master's degrees, professional and advanced certificates, and specialist diplomas for which they are qualified.
By the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, by the State of New York, and by them entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the master's degrees, professional advanced certificates, and specialist diplomas for which you have qualified, with all of the rights, privileges, immunities, and honors pertaining thereto. To whom much is given, much is expected. I charge you to generously and wisely use the knowledge and skills you have gained during your graduate studies. There are many challenges in this world of ours. I know your collective talents and efforts will make a positive difference to humankind. At this point, I will give the traditional academic salute by tipping my cap to the standing degree candidates.
Please be seated. I will now present the candidates for bachelor degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise? Dean Daniel Weinstein will hood Carrie Johnson, who is representing these candidates. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science please rise? Dean Daniel Weinstein will hood Giovanni Auriemma, who is representing these candidates.
Thank you.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree please rise? Dean Kate Pachenkina will hood Miao Ping Tum, who is representing these candidates. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree please rise? Dean Simone Yearwood will hood Farheen Puspita, who is representing these candidates. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Music degree please rise? Dean Simone Yearwood will hood Jillian Allen, who is representing these candidates. All right, will all bachelor degree candidates please rise? President Wu, I present to you these candidates and respectfully request that you confer upon them the bachelor degrees for which they are qualified.
By the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, by the State of New York, and by them entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the bachelor degrees for which you have qualified, with all of the rights, privileges, immunities, and honors pertaining thereto. I charge you to use the same discipline and strength of character which allowed you to complete your degrees here at Queens College to conquer future challenges and achieve your goals. You are each and every one of you capable of great things, and we expect nothing less than the best from all of you. I will give the traditional academic salute by tipping my cap to the standing degree recipients, while all of the degree recipients, and if your tassel's on the wrong side, you can fix it right now. You will switch your cap tassel from right to left, signifying conferral of the degree, all right? I'll tip my hat, switch from right to left. And now it is time for an honored tradition here. I ask that each and every graduate please turn around and show your appreciation to the people who have accompanied you, not just today, but along the way for these 4 years. Your family, your significant others, friends, faculty, and staff who made this moment possible, please applaud them. What a wonderful commencement ceremony. Again, I thank all who have participated on a joyous occasion of community. I wish you the best as you begin life after Queens College. Please remember, we'll always be with you in spirit. You may no longer be a Queens College student, but you have now joined the distinguished ranks of Queens College alumni. We look forward to welcoming some of you back for graduate studies and all of you back anytime you wish to visit your alma mater. To officially close the 101st commencement ceremony of Queens College, I request and invite that our Chief Marshal, Professor Emeritus Smadone, come back to the podium to wish us farewell. Professor?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing until the center aisle recession for the platform party and the faculty is complete. Additional ceremonies for various academic programs and schools will begin in 30 minutes. Their locations are in your program on pages 54 and 55. Congratulations on your achievements today. Only one of many in your lifelong journey. Don't forget us here at Queens College. The 101st commencement exercises of Queens College of the City University of New York are now officially concluded. Celebrate.
While the platform party makes its way back toward the flagpole. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2025. You're welcome to follow behind the platform party, but I do need you to wait a couple more minutes. So again, celebrating you, class of 2025. From the front, have your way towards the back. Congratulations once again to the class of 2025. QC night, once a night, always a night.